Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Sarasota. We're here to support you in finding a personal relationship with the God of your understanding and discovering what you already know. My name is Jaren Nelson, and I am a licensed spiritual practitioner here at the center. And I greet you now with Namaste. Namaste is a Sanskrit word and means the divinity in me recognizes and honors the divinity in you. Let's begin by joining our voices from wherever you are to read aloud our vision and mission. The words can now be seen on your screen. Our vision is empowering spiritual growth as a loving, inclusive, worldwide community. And this is our mission. We are a loving, inclusive, worldwide community, empowering spiritual growth. We do this by teaching science of mind principles and other life-affirming spiritual truths. We explore, we learn, we grow, we connect, honoring all paths to God. We offer in-person and online weekly services, classes, workshops, affirmative prayer support, and other spiritual tools. We create opportunities for joyful social connection, community outreach, and service. We celebrate the awakening of our innate spiritual magnificence. We have now come to the time in our service where we pause and take a few moments to go within. I encourage you to get comfortable, relax the body, close the eyelids, or soften your focus perhaps. Allow your breathing to slow down, letting your mind focus on the breath. Find that ever-present inner stillness and listen as Fawny and Bob set the tone with the song, One Breath at a Time.
One breath at a time. One breath at a time. That's where grace comes in. One breath at a time. One breath at a time. One breath at a time. That's where grace comes in. One breath at a time. One step at a time. One step at a time. That's where peace comes in. One step at a time. One breath at a time. One breath at a time. That's where grace comes in. One breath at a time. One breath at a time.
I know that God is always right where I am. I know that at the center of my being, there is a positive affirmation of life. I declare that there is only one life. That life is God, and that life is my life now. Nothing in me denies the presence of this life, and everything within me affirms its indwelling presence. I know that I am not only one with this power is actually flowing through me now. I am not only unified with the divine presence around me, this presence is my presence. It is the presence of my true spiritual self, which is perfect, whole, and complete. My own consciousness automatically wards off any incoming thoughts of doubt or uncertainty. Any remaining thoughts of doubt and falsity are quickly ushered from my mind. Here and now, every doubt is converted into certainty. Fear is now converted into faith. I have an abiding sense of joy and peace. I have an inward confidence in my oneness with good. I rest in sublime trust, for I am forever one with life. And so it is. We are so pleased to have Reverend Karen Wolfson, our wise and founding spiritual leader, giving our talk today. Her talk is titled, Ouch! Spiritual Growing Pains. Her talk today is part 2 of this series, so please be sure to check out part 1 if you haven't done so already. However, before we hear more about those spiritual growing pains, we are going to hear from today's talented guest soloist, the lovely Fawny Frost, accompanied by Bob Teesdale. They are sharing one of Bob's original songs with us titled, Never Too Late. Welcome, Fawny and Bob.
Just when you thought it was over, just when you thought you had seen it all, and the good times were all in your past, and they went flying by way too fast. Love has a way to find you, no matter how long it takes, and the road may twist and the road may bend, but it's leading you to a happy ending. It's never too late, never too late, never too late to start. Good things come to those who wait. No, it's never too late to start again. God has a plan for each of us, a season for everything, and a time has come for us to bloom, and our winter has turned to spring. Now that we're here together, our day has finally come. They say the best thing in life are worth waiting for. Now our waiting is over and done. It's never too late, never too late, never too late to start. Good things come to those who wait. too late, never too late, never too late to start. Good things come to those who wait. No, it's never too late to start again.
It's never too late. Thank you, Fawny and Bob, for another of Bob's original songs. It's never too late. How many times are you haunted by the thought, it is too late, I'm too late, they're too late, I missed my chance. You know, and yet at the level of God, of the infinite, the concept of too late doesn't even exist. As humans, we made up the whole idea of linear time, which, of course, as you and I know, can absolutely tyrannize us. But that's another talk for another day. So it's never too late. And I'm talking about growing pains, you know, as I did a couple of weeks ago. And the process of growth, and if you think about it, the process of growth in life, growing, is never too late. It's perfect. But I also have a little surprise for you, a little sidestep here. An example of actually how it's never too late. Now, as you know, our guest speaker and musician last Sunday was the amazing Karen Drucker. Well, due to some technical glitches, which I like to call cyber gremlins, we were unable to include one of the songs that Karen had recorded, video recorded, especially for us. And the song is so cool and timely that I decided, even though it's a week later, as Bob sang, it's never too late. So we're going to see that video right now. So here is Karen Drucker singing to us, "You Are Welcome Here." And I want you to take this in as our welcoming message to you. Enjoy.
Good morning, CSL Sarasota. It's Karen Drucker coming to you here from San Francisco. Thanks for having me, Reverend Karen. I sure appreciate it. I wish I could be with you in person. We'll work on that. But this is my magic wand that says that you can sing. So I'm going to give you just a little song here to start off this morning. A little opening song I wrote with Harold Payne. It goes like this. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. That's the whole thing right there. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. Sing with me now. You are welcome here. 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 I'll sing you a little verse. Our arms are wide open. There's room for everyone. Wherever you're going, wherever you're from, you are home. You are welcome here. 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 Whatever you've been through, you found us somehow. Wherever you are on your journey now, you are home. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here at CSL Sarasota. You are welcome here.
Thank you, Karen. I told you, wasn't that a neat song she did for us? And that's a message, as I said, to you from us. Know that you are welcome here today and every time you're with us. So let's check in. Happy spring. Have you been noticing that wondrous spring feeling of new life? That feeling of nature waking up? Well, whatever the season, I am so happy knowing that you're out there. I think about you all the time, and I ask that question, how are you doing? And if you're watching us on Facebook Live, of course, we enjoy your letting us know where you are and the comments that you leave. And to you, our team of financial contributors, you continue to be an absolutely essential part of all that makes it possible for us to share our message, our caring, our connection. And we'll probably be doing this for the next few months. So thank you for standing by us. And thank you all for joining with us today. As I think of you, I continue to affirm and see you as vibrantly healthy and abundantly supported in every way. So here we go with part 2 of Ouch! Spiritual Growing Pains. Now here's a quick recap of part 1 that was a couple of weeks ago. Spiritual growing pains can surprise us. They can sneak up on us. We've changed our thinking to change our life, and we're turning toward the spiritual truth of our possibilities, and we're experiencing amazing results, and then, thud, life gets rocky, and we hit what I call a speed bump. It could be a disappointment, a loss, a seemingly insurmountable problem. Those are growing pains. And they're not a bad thing, they're a good thing. Because, believe it or not, those are signs of growth. But in the moment, we're more like that song by Melissa Felipe that we featured when we did part 1 of this series, kicking and screaming down the path to transformation. But it's okay. We can go kicking and screaming, and the process of growth will continue anyway. Because that's the nature of life, the nature of God, the infinite, the nature of your spiritual essence. You are pushed, you're challenged, you're stretched, but always into a greater expression of the incredibly unique individual you're here to be. So, at the conclusion of part 1, I sent you into the week with this challenge. When those growing pains show up, rather than, here I go again, I challenge you to greet them with, here I grow again. How did you do with that? I had some challenges myself, but it's a process, isn't it? So today while we're talking about spiritual growing pains, I'm going to borrow from Karen Drucker's message of last week, which was My Religion is Kindness. And she encouraged us to be kind to ourselves and to realize that in doing this, we would actually find we're able to be so much more kind to others. Isn't that a relief to know that in the midst of these growing pains, we can be kind to ourselves instead of criticizing ourselves and complaining and whining and feeling like we're doing something wrong? I so often forget this, that I can be kind to myself. And I forget, and I want to remind you and me, being kind to ourselves is a deeply spiritual practice. Yes, it is. It is a spiritual practice. There's a book I have called Letters of the Scattered Brotherhood, and it is filled with beautiful passages that reflect the perennial truths, the truths that we know, that have been known through all the spiritual traditions, the great spiritual traditions through the ages. And sometimes they express it so beautifully, not necessarily in the language of today. But here's a passage I want to share with you. It says, the push of divine life that pierces your worldly inertia pushes through your outer reluctant self. So, cast off all your weights and your heavy feelings in the momentum of this upward flight. Realize the power within you, and you shall be given strength and power for your journey. And then it continues to say, there is no strain in this, for it is the peace of perfect order and balance. What that means is simply that inherent in the growth impulse that's giving us growing pains is actually the strength and whatever we need in order to navigate that process. Speaking of process, growing pains can seem like one problem after another. But I like what author Tama Keeves says. She said, "You don't have a problem, you have a process." You don't have a problem, you have a process. Kind of like following a treasure map as you just saw on your screen. Now, can you apply that idea to a problem, a spiritual growing pain you're experiencing today? It's a process. And what is that process? Well, it's growth. Thomas Troward, who was a New Thought teacher in the early 1900s, and you've heard me quote him many times. He was a great influence on the architect of our philosophy, Dr. Ernest Holmes. And Troward significantly influenced our science of mind philosophy, and he wrote a lot about the power of manifesting our life's dreams. We love that. In fact, his insights are at the core of so many of today's self-help, how to manifest programs. And here is the part he wrote that's often overlooked. He wrote, "Success depends on our using and not opposing the universal law of growth." He continues, "Our mistakes or our problems eventually resolve themselves into actually our distrust of the law, the process of growth, because, number one, we think we can hasten it by some exertion of our own, and the result, of course, is hurry and anxiety and even using erroneous methods in the process. Let me insert an example here. In Atlanta, when I lived there, I had a kind of a planter box with petunias in it. And I love those petunias, and I planted them in the spring, and I am no green thumb, I have to tell you, admittedly. So I thought, well, they're blooming and beautifully, but what if I add a little more fertilizer to them? You know, really kind of fluff up the process. Well, you know what happened? They grew more quickly and really tall, and then long before the time that was really would have been natural and appropriate, they were leggy, and then they started to die. You can't rush the process. And Troward goes on to say, number two, the second thing we do, besides, trying to rush the process or force the process of growth, number two is we give up all hope. And when we do that, we deny the germinating power of the seed we have planted. Here's how that works. We can plant a seed and support its growth in a garden, support its growth by watering and feeding, but we cannot force it to skip any steps in the growth process itself. In other words, we can't skip over those growing pains. So what are we to do in that interim time of growing then? Well, be kind to ourselves. And as Troward says, during this time of growth, our contemplation, instead of strenuous effort, should be accompanied by a feeling of pleasure and restfulness. Or as someone put it rather tongue-in-cheek, it's about deciding everything is falling into place perfectly, as long as you don't get too picky about what you mean by place or perfectly. In a way, this is about acceptance of the process, instead of fighting it. Author Danielle Laporte writes, acceptance is actually strength. Why? Because acceptance, and just think about this, acceptance is actually relaxing. And when we're relaxed, we're actually stronger. And then she went on to say something that's at first counterintuitive. She said, relaxing or acceptance melts self-punishment. I'll say that again. Relaxation or acceptance melts self-punishment. That is, it's being kind to ourselves in the midst of those growing pains. I love the writings of a minister named Reverend Terry Hershey. And he loves his garden. He has a garden that is just his passion. And so he says, In my garden, there also has been for the past 10 years a large, unsightly hole in the middle of it. And every year I would explain to whoever was interested, it's going to be a pond someday. And then when visitors would come, he'd say, I'd always direct them away from that ugly spot. But one day a visitor, a young girl, ran over to that spot and she saw it, and she saw that it had become filled with bright yellow dandelions, and she stood there mesmerized. What a creative idea to make a pond of dandelions, she said. It's peaceful and beautiful. She said, I never would have thought of that. It's absolutely genius. Whatever made you think of doing that? And he modestly said, well, it just came to me. Wink, wink. But he realized what I had seen as a blight or a shortcoming or a deficiency on my part, lots of self-criticism over that, she saw as beautiful and absolutely genius. Now, I love that story because it shows the elegance of the process of growth. Blooming away, just lavishly, even while he was so preoccupied with how he should make that pond and being so hard on himself all the while because he hadn't made that pond yet. So rather than resist those growing pains, look for the elegant growth process because it is there. And being kind to ourselves by accepting those growing pains, well, that's part of the process. And then relax with the process. In fact, just sit with it. Yep. That is a song that Fawny's going to sing. It's another song by Karen Drucker. Sit with it. The song says, if I got a problem, sit with it. Not sure where I'm going? Sit with it. Making a decision? Sit with it. The answer will flow if I sit with it. That's a process of growth. I don't have to force it when I relax and quiet my mind, says the song. It all comes together in its own sweet time. I don't have to struggle. I trust and know the answer will flow if I sit with it. So, there you have it. Spiritual growing pains. Inevitable, but a gift, and they always mean that growth is happening. So, this week, when another set of those spiritual growing pains kicks in, just greet them with a bit of sass and say, here I grow again. And I'll be right with you. Have a fabulous week of growing, and I'll see you soon.
Sit with it. Sit with it. If I got a problem, sit with it. Not sure where I'm going, sit with it. Trust and know the answer will flow if I sit with it. I don't run around in circles, getting myself so stressed. Things seem to work out better when I focus on how I'm blessed. Making a decision, sit with it. Try to choose the right way, sit with it. Trust and know the answer will flow if I sit with it. I don't have to force the issue when I relax and quiet my mind. It all comes together in its own sweet times. I don't have to struggle, sit with it. It will be revealed, sit with it. Trust and know the answer will flow if I sit with it. 'cause I don't have a care or a bar stool or a hammock or a sit anywhere. I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna sit. I don't have struggle. Sit with it. It will be revealed. Sit with it. Trust and know the answer will flow if I sit with it. Trust and know the answer will flow if I sit with it. I'm gonna sit with it. Oh, I'm gonna sit, I'm gonna sit with it. Sit, I'm gonna sit with it.
Thank you, Reverend Karen, for your insightful and comforting message about spiritual growing pains. Sometimes it's nice to know we're not the only ones experiencing those moments of ouch as we walk on our spiritual path. We also want to extend our gratitude to Fawny and Bob for sharing their music and spirit with all of us. We are so blessed. Here at the Center for Spiritual Living Sarasota, we want to be a blessing to you and let you know that we are available to you to support you in knowing the power and presence of your spiritual essence. We are here to offer prayer support, inspiration, encouragement, and opportunities for virtual community and connection. And we really appreciate your financial gifts so that we can continue to offer support to you. There are 3 simple ways to share your gift. On your screen, you'll see our website where you can select the donate button, which allows you to contribute via PayPal or credit card. Or you can mail a check to our address shown here on the website, or set up automatic contributions through your own online banking. And now I invite you to take your virtual gift in your hand, place it over your heart, blessing it as you share it, and know with me, my gift goes forth to heal, to bless, and to prosper, and the divine flow returns it to me, multiplied abundantly. Now, please join me in saying our offering affirmation shown on your screen. I give thanks that I may share of my good, my love, and my support. Thank you so much. On our website at www.cslsarasota.com, we want to draw your attention to the green prayer request button. If you would like prayer support, please use this button to send our 4 licensed spiritual practitioners, Kathleen Frankert, Ron Frost, Jim Grove, and me, your prayer request. We stand by, ready to know and affirm spiritual truth with and for you, no matter the situation. Here on our website, you can also sign up for our weekly email newsletter or click on our Facebook link to see posts about upcoming events. In community news, I invite you to join me for pop-up prayers, which are short videos focusing on a particular topic. In these videos, I offer a short reading or quote, an affirmative prayer, and give you an on-point affirmation to take with you. These videos are posted about once a week on our Facebook page, YouTube channel, and in our weekly e-newsletter. Feel free to submit prayer topics you'd like me to address in future videos to the email on your screen. You can also scroll through the titles in our growing archive of previously posted pop-up prayers to find the encouragement and support you need in any given moment. Also, continuing on Wednesday nights from 7 to 8 p.m., we have our very popular spiritual living circles that take place on Zoom, facilitated by licensed spiritual practitioner Jim Grove. This is a great time and community and is open to all. This coming Wednesday, April the 28th, we will be discussing another article from the April Science of Mind magazine titled, Can You Live in the Not Knowing by Sally Robbins. These circles are informal, inspiring, thought-provoking, and they cost nothing to attend. To participate in this mid-week faith lift, email Jim Grove at the address on your screen to receive the Zoom link, discussion questions, and a copy of the article in case you don't have the magazine on hand. And now, as we conclude this very sacred time together, let us set the intention to move forward into our day and the week ahead, knowing that we go forward in peace, love, gratitude, joy, and patience. I now invite you to join in singing our closing song, Let There Be Peace on Earth. The words will be on your screen. Thank you for being with us and have a wonderful week, everyone.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be with God our Creator. We are family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and